Chris Beaver, Brian Anslinger, Greg Garrettson are officials, and off we go from Muncie. Ball State wins the opening tap. And welcome to Worthen Arena.
Southern Miss starts in man-to-man. They will mix up defenses. They will play man, some half-court trapping, and also match-up zone.
And they'll try and stop Peyton Sparks. The first ball tried to go down to Sparks, and a steal for the Southern Miss defense.
You see Pearson the assignment right here on Denaje Harris.
Here's our McGuff Roofing starting lineups for Southern Miss. We talked about Denaje Harris. Alvarez, a big piece of this group as well, and a missed jumper from Gordon. Taken away by Sparks off the feed to Gordon.
Well, when we talk about keys of the game, Cardinals don't allow second chance opportunities. Just gave off an offensive rebound. Southern Miss, don't turn it over. They turned it over.
Ball State's McGuff Roofing starting lineup. Juancy Gorosito launches from three and rattles out.
Cardinals need to get Juancy Gorosito going. Just 2 for his last 17 threes. Here's a guy on the season, shoots it at 40%.
Here's Fat Hill, step in three, well off the mark. And it rolls out. You mentioned Gorosito, he's now 0 for his last 9 from 3 the last 2+ games.
Yeah, only 29% in Mid-American Conference. So you know, yes, the scouting reports are definitely in tune to keeping him from getting open threes. But you know he's had some in these last few games he normally would make.
But you know he's going to get hot at some point.
That's right. Twice in his career, he's made 7 triples.
As Corbello throws one up. Pearson trying to box out Harris. And a quick drive. DeAnthony Gordon for 2.
Well, 3 possessions, 2 offensive rebounds already for Southern Miss. So Cardinals got to get 5 on the glass.
Ball State looking for that first bucket, and it comes courtesy of the leading scorer for the Cardinals, Fat Hill.
Cards like to run that for Fat Hill, give him a ball screen at the top of the key, get downhill. Very hard to stop when he gets to the rim.
Foot on the line for Harris, clanks out, Hill the rebound.
Talk about matchups on this end. It's DeAnthony Gordon guarding Peyton Sparks. That's going to be a battle down low.
And now Sparks has it. Going to work, muscles through, up and around and out. Pearson the on board, a whack from Gordon, but Pearson's going to the free throw line. 6th best free throw shooter in the Mid-American Conference, takes his first shots.
Yeah, so Mickey Pearson, right? What happens, Peyton Sparks draws so much attention, double teams. It often frees up the other Cardinal big, and that time Mickey Pearson's man left to help out on Sparks, and he sneaks in there, gets the offensive rebound.
83% for Pearson at the free throw line this year.
And Mick, one of the things about both of these teams, you got some old dudes out there. I mean, it's all seniors, grad students, juniors. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but the amount of experience and games played by both these teams is unbelievable.
Andre Corbello with possession for Southern Miss, the redshirt senior out of Puerto Rico. Preseason 13 pick in the SBC this year.
Ethan BRITTAIN-WATTS has the job on Corbello, Card's best perimeter defender. Corbello not really a three-point shooter.
But Gordon takes one, rattles around and out. Pearson secures.
It was a good box out that time by Pearson. Gordon only 6 made triples, so Cards will give that shot up.
Pearson. There's that double team. Pearson's open again.
And that's where Ball State has to make Southern Miss pay.
And in transition, off goes Christian Watson.
We talked to Jay Ladner. One of their goals is to push the pace, particularly with Peyton Sparks out there. Southern Miss wants to get up and down.
And they have the personnel to do it. Take it away. Here's that quick pace. Corbello to the rack. Misses the dunk. Ignites the crowd a little bit. Gorosito, step back swish.
And wow, what a 4-point swing there, right? You got the steal, an easy layup. They miss. Cards come down. Easy mid-range jumper by Gorosito. Maybe that's what he needs to get him going. And getting a little chippy there between Corbello and Ethan BRITTAIN-WATTS.
Curbelo kick out to Alvarez from distance, splashes one home. And back and forth we go early on for Muncie. Alvarez, a 22% three-point shooter. That just is 14th on the year.
When you talk about experience, Alvarez, over 1,200 career points for him.
And now a foul committed on Alvarez, the graduate student from Puerto Rico. Sends us to our first immediate timeout. Southern Miss on the road takes an early 7-6 lead in the MAC Sun Belt Challenge.
You're way shorter than I thought you'd be. There's a shirtless selfie of me by the dumbbells. Here I am. I do air drumming. I'm a competitive air drummer.
Oh, wow.
By the way, I forgot my wallet at home, so sugar mama.
Will you excuse me?
The new Hyundai Tucson with advanced tech and safety features. There's joy in every journey. Now, for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson. Visit your local.
Who needs a warm-up?
PGA Tour quality lawns for as little as $1 a day.
Where are we playing next?
Get started at TrueGreen.com.
This is an ESPN Sonic blockbuster. Whoa!
This is star power from the jump. The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
Mid-American Conference Basketball on ESPN is brought to you in part by Ball State Financial, your hometown credit union. Reed's Plumbing, call the best. Flush the rest. IU Health, get back in the game with expert orthopedic and sports medicine care in Muncie. And American Pest Professionals, tackle your pest problems with our Ball State Special. MAC Sun Belt Challenge continues. Ball State trying to get their first win in this challenge this year. Southern Miss going for a 2-0 sweep.
Well, out of the media timeout, just one substitution. Cardinals put in Mason Jones for Mickey Pearson, so Jones will likely have the assignment on the Najee Harris.
Here's Fat Hill, turnaround Jay rattles down. Hill has 4 of the 8 for Ball State. And you called it, Jones taking on Harris. Jones stops him in his tracks. Harris turns around and Sparks collects. Gorosito to Sparks, kicked out. And it's typical that Mason Jones guards an opposing team's best offensive scorer, even if Jones has given up a few inches of height. Mason Jones is typically tasked with.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, 6'7", 229, not a tremendous offensive threat. He's out there to play defense, do all the little things, get rebounds, take charges, very selfless.
Sparks turns on Gordon, the miss. Jones there, right like you said, and now Jones going to the free throw line.
And again, Mick, that was all set up because the double team came. Mason Jones, man left. Watch this. He just positioned on the weak side, and that's what he does. Gets in there for some scraps. Hasn't been to the free throw line a lot. 6 of 11 on the season, 54%.
Hernandez and Hendricks about to check in for Ball State after this first free throw. And Jones hits it. How about those Ball State uniforms? The grays with the script.
Kind of like them.
Love them.
Not sure we've seen them all that often this year.
We haven't. Jones splits the pair. Harris, the team's leading scorer and rebounder, top 2 in the conference in both categories. Gives it off to Curbelo. Kicked by Watts.
Well, for fans, Big Ten fans out there, if that name Andre Curbelo sounds familiar, he was the Big Ten Six-Man of the Year, all freshman. Started his career at Illinois, played 2 years there before transferring to St. John's. Now in his second season with the Golden Eagles.
Quick shot from Watson off the mark, and a quick foul.
That's already going to be the 3rd team foul.
It's on Christian Reed, the freshman from North Miami Beach, Florida.
I'm sorry, is that the fourth
That's
team
number
foul?
4. Yeah. Ball State has 0. Eagles have 4. Hill taking Watson one-on-one.
Yeah, Watson, Southern Miss best perimeter defender. So you would imagine he has the assignment on Hill.
Hernandez 3 to shoot, stuck in the baseline. Jones 1 to shoot, hoists it up. Harris the rebound.
Really good half-court defense that time, forcing a tough contested 2.
Alvarez trying to give the Eagles the lead back, and it bounces out.
Yeah, a little bit of a heat check for Alvarez. You said earlier, just 22% for his career out there.
And this one's knocked out. Ball State turns it over.
You know, it's interesting that we talk about turnovers. Cardinals have struggled with that at times. We mentioned Southern Miss averaging 13.5. Ball State forces the fewest turnovers of any team in the MAC. So if there was a day for Southern Miss to really limit their turnovers and get extra possessions on the offensive end, it would be against this Ball State defense.
See if Ball State can force some of those. Cardinals 327th in the country in turnovers forced per game. Driving baseline, Wade kicks it out. Corner three-point ball, rolls around and out for Worrell. And a rebound, Jones.
Didn't make the shot, but that was a terrific play by Wade. Nice little hammer pass, found the open man.
Here's Hill, up and through, misses it though. Southern Miss in transition, here's Wade. Kick to Montgomery, left corner 3, buries it. That's Kobe Montgomery, the graduate student out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, and Montgomery is a heck of a shooter. 43% in the season, has made a 3 in all but 2 games this year. I mean, he can flat out stroke it.
Southern Miss a couple of 3s already in this one as Fat Hill just off the mark. Here go the Eagles. Hernandez with some hustle and defense, but tumbles out with it. See, those plays, whether you get the ball or not, those stick in Coach Lewis's head.
No question. You saw Michael Lewis off the bench clapping and really egging on Jeremiah Hernandez on the defensive end. Cardinals need to do a better job creating turnovers, getting some easier looks in transition for themselves.
And it seems like when that does happen, you have a Fat Hill dunk at the other end of the rim. Other end of the court, rather.
Wow, and they're going to get the freshman Christian Reed for a moving screen. That is now 5 team fouls, and we've still got 12:34 to go in this first half.
So you're saying the 8th best free throw team per attempts in the country, and Ball State may have a really good chance here in the first half to get free throws.
Without question. So if you're Ball State, this is where you have to really think about being aggressive, and no time like the present to get Peyton Sparks back in there.
Coach Ladner's in disbelief, pacing the bench. And Ball State hasn't been whistled for a foul. Southern Miss 5.
Well, you have the feeling Coach Ladner's reminding Brian Anslinger of that.
Sparks has it knocked away, but recollects.
That's a good job by Gordon, making Sparks catch it that far away from the basket.
Sparks hits Joey Hart. Short. Ball State's 0 for 4 on 3-point attempts. Jones fighting with it and last touched by Wade. Jones with another hustle play.
That's what he does. I mean, just diving on the floor, just all the hustle plays. Mason Jones gives you that. You mentioned the Cards 0 for 4. Mick, you can't fault the looks. I mean, they are finding the open man. Just have to start knocking some of those in.
Gorosito's the open man this time. Floats it, hits a 3. Breaks an 0 for 9 stretch. Juancy Gorosito gives the Cardinals a lead.
Man, and how important is that? Scoreless the last 2 games for Gorosito. They need him and his scoring punch.
He put up 21 points against Bellarmine earlier this year on 7 threes. You know he can get warm at any time. Harris falling down. Quick ball movement. Worrell from 3, and he quickly answers the Gorosito triple.
Wow, that's just great offense. It started with Harris throwing out of the double team, and then the one more to a wide open shooter in the corner.
Alfred Worrell, 2-time junior college player, was the 50th JUCO player in the country, hitting the portal. Played at John A. Logan. Also played at Paris JUCO the year before that. And here is Ball State's first personal foul.
Yeah, they're going to get Peyton Sparks on a moving screen.
Cardinals and Eagles, MAC Sun Belt, back and forth basketball for Muncie.
At a great price.
That's when the golfers showed up.
You point through? Thank you.
Has anyone seen my ball?
PGA Tour quality lawns for as little as $1 a day.
Where are we playing next?
Get started at TrueGreen.com.
4 nations facing off.
We're still believing in miracles. For the red, white, and blue.
The boys in the vessel.
For the love of football, derbies, ultras, and Humba. And every match on ESPN+.
Nothing like in the Bundesliga.
For the love of Bundesliga, exclusively on ESPN+.
4 nations facing off.
For what?
For friend.
And foe.
4 teammates.
Turned rivals.
For the frozen ponds of Sweden.
And Scottsdale.
We're still believing in miracles.
Leonardo.
40 kronor.
For the Maple Leafs.
For the entire world to see.
4 nations facing off.
Boys in the vessel.
The MAC Sun Belt Challenge, created last year, continues for 2 more years after this season, and the Sun Belt went 8-4 in November games. A chance for the MAC to try and flip the script here.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, I mean, look, if you talk to any of the coaches, I'm not sure there's a ton of fans about playing the game at this point in the season. Everybody loves the idea of getting the Sun Belt MAC together. I went back, Nick, and looked, because last season, right, the MAC teams were on the road for that second game in season. The MAC went 2-10 in those road games. It's just, you're out of conference, you're making a long trip. So, you know, credit Southern Miss. They've been on the road for quite a while. This is the second in a string of 4 consecutive road games. They've come out with some good energy and good start to this ball game.
Southern Miss hasn't been home since Monday. It's been a 6-day stretch of being on the road for this team.
I tell you, I look at their schedule, and I'm not sure who does this for the Sun Belt or what they have against Southern Miss, but it's really crazy. I mean, 4 consecutive road games in league, and last year they had a stretch where they were home for 6 consecutive conference games. Never seen anything like that.
Kobe Montgomery hangs and hits. The team's leading 3-point shooter at 43%, bags his 50th on the year.
Well, look, they are now 4 for 7 from deep. Southern Miss is a team that averages 6 made threes, so almost already at their game average.
There's Sparks backing down Gordon, and Peyton Sparks on the board.
Yeah, you knew the Cardinals were going to try to go down low. Gordon has 1 foul already. Didn't want to pick up a second right there. Expect more of the same.
Right to the rim, Gordon misses. Sparks a couple of rebounds early on as Gorosito races forward. Sparks hits the double team. Joey Hart's open from 3. Buries it. Joey Hart's gaining confidence the last few games. 7 points against Akron in his last 3, 20 total points.
No question about it, just like we saw for Southern Miss.
And now Mason Jones has a free run at the rim, lays it home.
Not sure what fell out of Mason Jones. Looks like we've got a Southern Miss player turned his ankle. That's Kobe Montgomery. I mean, we've already seen him drain a couple threes holding that right ankle. He's not putting any weight on it. You can see DeAnthony Gordon helping him off, so hopefully Montgomery's okay.
Yeah, just putting pressure on his heel. Hope for the best for Kobe Montgomery, graduate student out of Louisville.
Yeah, you hate to see that. I mean, a grad student last go around. Tell you, and Najee Harris is out of the game right now. Cardinals have really done a good job. He has not scored in this game in the first 10 minutes.
Worrell fouled from distance. It's Hernandez picking up the foul. So Worrell to the free throw line. He's the team's best free throw shooter as well at 84%. 16 of 19. And the first two free throws for Southern Miss comes at the 9:49 mark here in the first half.
Worrell, 84% free throw shooter on the year, 16 of 19. He's a top 50 recruit coming out of junior college.
Washington, D.C. native Alfred Worrell Jr. has a chance to tie it up. These two free throws snap the 7-0 Ball State run.
Worrell can really shoot it. He had a game earlier this year against Texas State where he made 6 of 10 from three-point land. So you knew Hernandez wanted to be out there on him, but certainly not commit a foul.
And we know Worrell has the scoring prowess, had 37 in a game last year in junior college.
Here's that half-court trap we were talking about, Mick.
Ball State's able to handle it.
Back into a matchup zone. Now they go man. They will really call it like an amoeba defense. It's hard to describe. It will morph into a lot of different things.
It paves the way for an open Gorosito three, but off the mark. Here goes Gordon through two, up and in. 5 straight for Southern Miss, and the Eagles are back in front.
Man, what a look ahead that time by Curbelo. Dangerous pass, but throw ahead. Nice catch by Gordon.
Gordon's the best field goal shooter on the team at 55%, so you know those ones will be easy for him, even through some traffic. Tipped and then a foul. This is the 6th on Southern Miss here the first half.
And that's going to be the 2nd on DeAnthony Gordon.
Coach Ladner with his hands on his head. Disbelief.
He's got some decisions to make. I mean, Ken Pom keeps that stat. 2 fouls in the first half. How often do they play? Coach Ladner puts them in there 22% of the time. And it looks like Harris is going to come in. So now, who's going to guard Peyton Sparks? Is it Najee Harris? You're certainly not going to want to get him in foul trouble. If you're the Cards, you've got to go attack that matchup.
Pump fake, second chance. Sparks the O board and attacks that matchup against Harris. And Harris fouls him and Sparks hits.
I mean, Peyton Sparks had a 2-game stretch where he had 18 offensive rebounds.
And it's ridiculous.
Exactly what Coach Ladner was afraid of. You put Harris in there, he picks up that first. You know, Southern Miss is without their 7-footer. Tag is injured for the remainder of the season. You could certainly use a 7-footer right now, and Cardinals mix things up and go zone themselves right here.
Hardly ever see Ball State in a zone.
Looks like a 1-3-1, but after that first pass, morphs into a 2-3. Another turnover by Southern Miss, their 4th.
Ball State trying to take advantage of that. Jones recollects at midcourt.
Now you've got to go back into Sparks here.
Gorosito, the floater.
Boy, I think the Golden Eagles got a break there. Looked like that ball went off of Harris.
And they're trying to move fast, too, because they just inbounded already.
Right. Before the coach can throw the challenge flag.
Right. Super Bowl tomorrow has us thinking about challenge flags as Harris knocks down his first bucket. Team's leading scorer at 16.5 per game finally hits.
It was only a matter of time.
Eagles, Chiefs, who you got tomorrow?
I'm going with the Eagles. Partly because I'm a Bengals season ticket holder who's tired. I respect Mahomes, but I'm tired of the Chiefs.
All right, all right.
How about you?
Eagles as well. Love Saquon Barkley. Step back, Fat Hill. Can't connect.
Southern Miss will live with the Cards taking long contested 2s.
Alvarez. There goes Christian Watson Jr. from Maryland. Worrell flips it to Harris. The stop and pop. Drops it down.
Oh, he's so good at the mid-range game. Just a great story. We talked about him going to Arkansas. Mick, he could have pouted. He wasn't getting playing time. All he did was continue to work on his game. He did not make a three-pointer in his first stint at Southern Miss. He's made 16 this season.
There goes Sparks to the rack, and he's starting to heat up with 7. Just shows you the game has evolved for Harris. As Alvarez to the rim, Fat Hill commits the foul. Well, a great first half here for the MAC Sun Belt Challenge. Second matchup, early February. Jump out of conference place of hoops. Eagles with a 1-point lead in Muncie.
You're way shorter than I thought you'd be. There's a shirtless selfie of me by the dumbbells. Here I am. I do air drumming. I'm a competitive air drummer.
Oh, wow.
By the way, I forgot my wallet at home, so sugar mama.
Will you excuse me?
The new Hyundai Tucson with advanced tech and safety features. There's joy in every journey. Now, for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson. Visit your local.
Morning. Who needs a warm-up?
PGA Tour quality lawns for as little as $1 a day.
Where are we playing next?
Get started at TrueGreen.com.
This is an ESPN Sonic blockbuster. Whoa! This is star power from the jump.
The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
Sixth-year head coach Jay Ladner, etched in Southern Miss history forever, was part of the NIT championship team in 1987. In his 6 years as the head coach now at his alma mater, he went through some troubling times last year, had a heart attack and missed the back half of conference play, but he's had a renowned sense of appreciation and gratitude.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, a scary, scary time, and he's thankfully doing very well right now, is in good health, and you know, won the Sun Belt regular season 3 years ago. Unfortunately got knocked out of the tournament, but from the Hattiesburg area, both his parents worked for the school. And I tell you, we talked to a lot of these opposing coaches, Mick. I'm not sure I've enjoyed a conversation as much with anybody as we did with Coach Ladner.
He just speaks with such a profound gratitude for everything that happens and just a happiness to be around the game of basketball.
Yeah, no question. You could tell his love for the sport, and I thought one of the things he was talking about, Michael Lewis said, yeah, I used to watch him when he was at IU. I used to love watching him play. I can't wait to tell him that when I see him.
He's like, I loved his defense.
That's right.
Couple of free throws dropped for the Eagles. They take a 3-point lead here in the MAC Sun Belt Challenge. Coach Ladner takes a seat, watches his defense stuff Ethan BRITTAIN-WATTS at the rim. Watson to Alvarez, no look to Harris, who slams it home.
Well, that's the goal, right? Run, especially when Peyton Sparks is out there, and Harris did a good job beating Peyton Sparks down the court. Easy transition basket. That is now 7 fast break points for the Golden Eagles.
And they almost had another. Alvarez is so good defensively. You would talk about his offense and his ability to run the point, but he is so good defensively. Harris can do everything offensively and defensively too.
Yeah, there's no question about it. There are some dogs out there on defense. Very physical game, and as we talked about, guys that have been around the block.
There's Sparks. 9 first half points.
Look, if you're the Cardinals, you simply have to continue to go to the well. You saw Harris kind of back off, not wanting to commit that foul.
Yeah, Southern Miss already with 17 fouls. Harris has 1 of them. Harris the basketball off to Worrell. Harris kicks Watson, open tray, buries it. Southern Miss is 5 for 8 from 3.
Yeah, so without DeAnthony Gordon out there, right? All 5 guys can shoot the 3. That put Peyton Sparks in a compromising position. He's not going to want to go and guard their 5-man. So their bigs can step out. They'll have opportunities.
Watson able to stay in bounds to give it to Harris.
And again, they've got numbers.
Watson thinks, he steps, releases, and it caroms out.
Perfect example. Sparks not guarding him out there. Wide open look, just didn't make it.
Gorosito, a composed, quick jumper. Pearson, the putback, tapper rolls around and out. Southern Miss basketball. Southern Miss has turned it up defensively.
Well, they have. And what that's done is it's led to earlier offense at the other end, getting out in transition. And that's what you want to do. I mean, Southern Miss, a team, only shoots at 43%. So if you can get out, get easier looks in transitions. Conversely, the Cardinals want to make Southern Miss beat them in the half court.
Harris steps out, misses badly left, follows the shot. He touches last. You mentioned it earlier, Denaje Harris played at Southern Miss for a few seasons, transfers to Arkansas, didn't get that playing time that he wanted, and he called Coach Ladner. And before he could even get it out of his mouth of, can I come back? Coach Ladner said yes at can I. He knew where he was going with the conversation.
Exactly. And very similar situation with Peyton Sparks and how they left the program, where class acts were above board. And he said, look, that's one of the reasons why it was such an easy decision. Because some of these guys burn bridges when they leave. And Harris did it the right way. He said they kind of stayed in touch, texting, following each other, and he was more than happy to welcome him back.
Coach Ladner said Denaje would text me after we would win a game and say, hey, great job, coach. Alvarez can't get to it. Taken by Hernandez.
5 turnovers now for the Golden Eagles.
Pearson can't connect. And here goes Southern Miss. Transition, Alvarez through the legs of Hernandez. How'd he get it through? But Ball State picks the pocket. 3-on-2, Hernandez, a soft finger roll.
Getting a little sloppy both ends. Turnovers leading to some easy baskets.
Curbelo on a string loses control.
And that's one of the knocks on Curbelo. As much positivity as he brings, he also plays with some risk that can lead to some turnovers.
Redshirt senior out of Puerto Rico. Transfer from Illinois and St. John's. He's a high school 4-star national 44 recruit.
And speaking of freshmen, TJ Birch makes an entrance. By far the youngest guy on the court.
Right. Watts is blocked. Curbelo got it. Harris takes it. Watson gallops into the front court, leaves it up and in. You have Harris, a 7th-year player, TJ Birch, a true freshman out of Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, and Christian Watson, he's a guy that played in the Final Four for Miami.
Birch misses, Hendricks cleans it.
That is now 7 offensive rebounds for the Cardinals. So Southern Miss, while they're getting initial stops, have to finish possessions with rebounds.
What would you have done with the 7th year of basketball eligibility?
I would have hopefully had a doctorate degree. I'm not sure, but it's just insane, isn't it?
Curbelo with 8 to shoot and a travel.
That is now 8 turnovers, which is what Ball State typically forces for an entire game.
Well, during the timeout, we'll see if we can get E a 5th year of eligibility. Eagles lead here in the MAC Sun Belt Challenge on ESPN.
When I said I wanted more, I meant more than.
Life is more fun with a pal. So is pizza. Now with Donato's new $5 Pizza Pals menu, order a large pizza and add on your choice from lots of your Donato's favorites for just $5. The new $5 Pizza Pals menu. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Got it.
Golf course quality lawn.
Which attracted golfers.
Morning.
Who needs a warm-up?
And because True Green's doing the work, we get to have more fun.
Please don't post that.
Too late.
They don't have grass this thick in Australia.
That's what happens when you have a great lawn.
Shanked it again, huh? They're fun to have around.
PGA Tour quality lawns for as little as $1 a day.
Where are we playing next?
Get started at TrueGreen.com.
Ball State squarely in the middle of the Mid-American Conference standings at 4-6. There is a log jam of teams there, 4 of them hanging out at 4-6, and only the top 8 make it to the MAC tournament. We know today's an out-of-conference game, but moving forward after today, every single one of these conference games means a little bit more.
Absolutely, partner. You've got to be in that top 8. You want to be playing your best basketball. For the Cardinals, 2 more home games this week. Very important stretch for them.
And against Buffalo and NIU, those home games are the bottom 2 teams in the league. And for Southern Miss, this feels like a team that should be higher than 5-7. They had a heartbreaking loss last game against App State, but they are positioning themselves to try and make a little bit of a jump here too.
No question. They're 2 possessions away from being 7-5, and the important Sun Belt has 14 teams. Their conference tournament, the top 2 seeds get an automatic bye to the semis. The 3 and 4 seeds get an automatic bye to the quarterfinals. So very important if you can try to work your way into that top 4. Because if not, you're going to need to win 5 games in 5 days. And I like the way the Sun Belt has done that.
Right.
Reward the teams during the regular season.
And you have seen teams in the Sun Belt that have been a double-digit seed rip off a couple of wins in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and so I think by protecting and really making the regular season count as much as it does is important.
Lead down to 2 for Southern Miss. Good to see Montgomery back in after leaving with injury, but can't connect. Coach Lewis saying, slow it down, whoa. You can hear him go, whoa, whoa, to TJ Birch. Corner 3, Joey Hart.
Again, Mick, can't fault the look. Cards 2 of 10 from deep.
Bello down to Harris, who's hit from behind.
You know, it's interesting. Mickey Pearson has only played 7 minutes. He went out early and has not come back in this ball game, so he doesn't look like he's hurt. No foul trouble.
Curbelo gives it off to Wade, who's up and in, drawing fouls. It's the 5th on Ball State, 2nd on Hendricks. There's Mickey Pearson.
Sure, Michael Lewis has just given him some extended rest. John Wade getting to the free throw line.
Graduate student that was just recently cleared by the NCAA to come back and play. Bounced around to a few different schools, was looking for extra eligibility, and had to wait it out, and got it this year.
Yeah, missed the first 18 games. A math major. Coach Landner said the first player he's ever coached that's a math major. Already graduated with 1 degree and super athletic. Definitely a guy that can give you some juice off the bench.
Yeah, when he was cleared to go, like that's a huge depth piece for Southern Miss. Now Wade's guarding Birch. Sparks with vision. Watts wide open. Short again. Ball State 2 of 11 from distance, and Watson hangs around the rim and puts it home.
And again, transition defense lacking. Cardinals are getting phenomenal looks. Sparks passing out of the double team, the 1 more. It's all you can ask for. Now you just got to start burying those open looks.
All 13 field goals for Southern Miss have assists attached to them. TJ Birch to the rack. Rebound Watson. It's pretty remarkable. Every single bucket that's gone in has an assist with it. Wade off the mark. See if Ball State wants a 2 for 1 or if they slow it down. Curbelo trying to give Birch some trouble and instead fouls him. So Birch goes to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
You know, Southern Miss, Cardinals got in the bonus at about, I think it was the 11-minute mark, and this is just the first free throw attempt since that point. So Golden Eagles has done a good job playing defense without fouling and putting the Cardinals to the line.
And it seems like part of that has been double teaming Sparks, not letting him go one-on-one and committing more fouls.
And he's making the right basketball play, and Cardinals are getting open shots, just not making it.
Birch misses the 1-and-1. Ball State 4 of 6 at the free throw line.
Harris has the matchup on Ben Hendricks.
And a timeout for Coach Ladner. So 7 seconds separate shot and game clock. Coach Ladner building a 5-point lead with his Southern Miss team. Trying to make this a 3-possession game. What is he probably drawing up?
Well, my guess is if the Cardinals make no substitutions, you've got Ben Hendricks guarding Najee Harris. I think you try to pull Hendricks away from the basket and let Harris do his thing. He can either shoot the three or he's got a great mid-range game, but you know, quite honestly, Cards have held him to 6 points in the first half. He does have 7 rebounds, but that's exactly where I'd go if I'm Coach Ladner. I've also seen him in these situations and at end of games use Andre Curbella, some type of high pick and roll. So you got a couple of good options there. The Cards, you're going to have an opportunity to make one more play at the other end.
Najee Harris, you mentioned him. He was the first player in basketball this year to put up a 30-point, 20-rebound game. He's done it twice on a 20-20 scale this year, but he put up a 30-20 game as well this season.
Yeah, incredible, and a great lesson out there for a lot of guys. Coming out of high school, Najee Harris had 0 Division I offers. Went to a junior college, worked his way to Southern Miss. We talked about the year at Arkansas, and did not play, but he averaged 8 points, 5 rebounds before going to Arkansas. And you see his numbers this year, has doubled that, 16 and 10, the ability to shoot the three. He's going to make some money at the next level playing for somebody.
12 double-doubles this year, first in the conference, 7th in the country. He's also 7th in the country in rebounding per game. With that average near 11, he has 7, like you mentioned, here in the first half. First Southern Miss player to have 20 rebounds in a game since the 1970s. He's done it twice this year. Remarkable young man and basketball player. See what Alvarez dials up here for Southern Miss. Transfer from Mercer, spent 3 years there. Was the Lou Henson National Player of the Year watch list. And now engineers the Eagles offense. 5 to shoot. Alvarez gives it to Harris. You mentioned the 3E, and here he goes off the mark. 5 to shoot for Ball State. Jones to Watts to beat the buzzer to half. Got it! Mark the Cardinals need it. And away we go again in Muncie.
And Mickey Pearson back out there. Again, only played 7 minutes.
And Fat Hill only played 12, which is well below his average mark in a given half, and he only had 1 foul. Alvarez goes back and forth with Harris. Curbella hits Gordon. Step into one and buries it.
Well, there's that matchup, right? Sparks does not want to guard out on the perimeter. Gordon, nice job, little mid-range game.
4th school for Gordon. His career started at Wichita State, went to Northwest Mississippi, then spent 3 years at Little Rock before making his way to Southern Miss.
And he should be pretty fresh. He only played 9 minutes in that first half.
Here's Pearson, goes up and through. Pearson's fresh as well.
And you see the bandage on Mickey's left knee. He's been bothered a little bit by that, so you think maybe with nagging injuries, that's the reason Coach Lewis has maybe kept him on the bench a little bit. Same with Jamari Hill.
See if there's any minutes mirrored from the first half with Hill and Pearson.
And Hill's a guy that's played 37 minutes the last 2. For him to only play 12 in the first half tells you a little something.
Southern Miss heads to the free throw line. Yeah, Hill's consistently 35 minutes and above for Ball State. So it's on Pearson, and Gordon goes to the free throw line. But Hill had 4 points, an assist, and 2 boards in those 12 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, Gordon 62% on the year. A 70% career shooter, so just been off this season. No, he's got a good stroke, and he's certainly feeling it. Give him 10 points on the afternoon.
Watson connects on both. Southern Miss at the free throw line today, 8 of 9 as a team.
They have neutralized the Cardinals from the charity stripe. We talked about keys to the game. Cardinals wanted to be +10. Right now they are -3 when it comes to made free throws.
Watts finds space, misses, but there's Sparks to clean it up. Harris, the rejection. Second in the Sun Belt in blocks per game at almost 2, and whacks his first one there.
You see Sparks with the inside position, but good job from behind, not fouling.
Sparks works against Gordon, hits Gorosito in stride 3, bags it.
So there you go, Mick. That is the right basketball play, and the Cardinals making the open 3 that they were not making in the first half.
Sparks' passing becomes more crucial as the game goes on, and he lives up to it. Here's Curbelo off to Alvarez.
Oh, great head
shot fake. Curbelo gives Watson deep three-pointer. Barrett rattles out. Here's Harris, put back no, and Sparks there.
Man, Denajay Harris does not miss many of those.
Cardinals' last lead was with 8 minutes to go in the first half. They won't get it here.
Curbelo slow to get up. You know, I watched him in second half warm-ups. He had a back brace on and was just very ginger.
We went down late in the first half and took his time getting up, and now he's still walking it off.
Yeah, he fell down on the ground and got mixed up there with Gorosito, and he's slow to get up. He gave the thumbs up to Coach Ladner saying, I'm okay, I'm going to stay in. But clearly, he's not 100%.
And they need Curbelo. 5th in the conference in assists as Watson hits the free throw.
Yeah, Curbelo has yet to score, but he does have 5 assists and 3 steals.
It's whenever you have a guy like Curbelo, 10.5 points, 4 rebounds, 4.5 assists per game, that hasn't scored and your team is up in the second half, that's a good sign that your team is playing the way it needs to play.
Yeah, absolutely. You talked about the assist numbers, Mick. 14 assists on 14 made field goals. Can't do any better than that.
No. That is a coach's dream. Southern Miss averages 14.5 assists per game. They have 14 with 17:20 and ticking to go in the game. Pearson for the lead. Hits it. There's that first lead since 22-21 with 8:15 in the first half.
So that's a great play design. You have a shooter like Pearson on the same side as Sparks. Harris held off a little bit, gave Pearson just enough time to free for the open triple.
And now Hill's off and running, but a foul before the shot. Mickey Pearson, when he sets his feet and goes from 3, he's lights out.
Yeah, I mean, Harris just slow to close out, kind of worried about that ball going into Sparks on the block. And Mickey Pearson, man, 41% during MAC play has really come on shooting the triple. Well, Hill got the switch on Gordon now.
See what he does with it. Hill.
Boy, great job there by DeAnthony Gordon.
Hernandez attacks, and last touch by Watson. Yeah, not often one-on-one a defender can stop Hill from doing what he wants to the rim. Gordon did there. Hill spins it. Hernandez just missed it. Right play, couldn't finish.
Really waiting for the Southern Miss backcourt to get going here.
Alvarez doesn't get it started there. Hill collects.
Those two combined, Curbelo and Alvarez, just 5 points. They're certainly capable of much more.
Sparks to the rim misses, but there's a foul. Yeah, those two average 21 a game combined.
Yeah, we're going to get Harris there with his second foul.
This is how Sparks heads to the free throw line. They didn't call it there on Gordon. Instead, it was on Harris. Sparks up to 10 points. He's the first Cardinal in double figures today. Has 5 rebounds, all in 18 minutes of work. Couple of feet there across the line as Sparks went up for his second free throw, but he buries it anyway.
That is now 154 free throw attempts. The same number as Denajay Harris. You got 3 guys here in Hill, Harris, and Sparks that get to the line as much as anybody in the nation.
Harris hasn't got there yet. Hill hasn't either. Sparks has taken 2 free throw shots. Corbello, the runner. Harris, the offensive rebound. He has 9 boards in this game.
Boy, he's so active on the glass, is he not?
Now he's attacking Watts. Pushes long, Hernandez collects.
And Harris is just frustrated. Those are ones he normally makes.
Here goes Hill, attacks. Gordon steps in front of him.
You got to give Gordon credit. That is 2 possessions in a row where he has kept Jamari Hill in front of him and forced a contested shot.
The athleticism report is out on Fat Hill, and teams are willing to put a defender in front of him. Most of the times, Hill still beats him. Here's Harris, gets by Hernandez.
Boy, really good high-low action that time. Nice feed by Gordon. Good job of getting inside position by Denajay Harris.
Harris picks up Hendricks with that left-handed scoop that Hendricks has patented over his Ball State career.
Not a huge offensive threat, but if you give Ben Hendricks the ball that deep, his ability to finish with either hand, he will more often than not get you 2.
And now Watts with open range. Easy layup for 2. 10th turnover on Southern Miss, and Ball State has built its largest lead of the afternoon.
You don't see it a ton, but turning defense into offense. Great steal that time by Ethan BRITTAIN-WATTS, the 6th for the Cardinals. And number 2, the grad student, getting it done, putting the Cards up by 5.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $379 per month lease on a 2025 CR-V all-wheel drive Sport L Hybrid.
Popeyes has the wing game on lock for your watch party. With 8 crispy, bold Louisiana wing flavors in bone-in or boneless, you just might have everyone chanting MVP in your direction.
And Pizza Hut are partnering to celebrate this new Easy Squeeze bottle. It's so precise and easy to use that I can autograph this delicious Pizza Hut pizza with it. Wait a minute. Did I just turn this pizza into a collectible? Visit HBRSignaturePizza.com for your chance to score the one-of-a-kind Hidden Valley Ranch Signature Pizza signed by me, Eli Manning. Enter before the big game kicks off for your chance to win.
It's the return of women's college hoops. Oh, my! With the game's brightest stars. Must-see matchups. Wow. And off-the-charts hype. All season long on the networks of ESPN.
That's a look at John Cox, a 6-time Mississippi Sportscaster of the Year, has been broadcasting Southern Miss events since 1979. Cox has called over 2,200 baseball games, over 1,200 basketball games. Legend, 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 John Cox.
Yeah, no question about it. It was great talking to him before the game from Middletown, Ohio, not far from where I grew up in Cincinnati. And man, what a tremendous job he has done down there. And
of
little
course, connection here. Ball State and Southern Miss. Ball State Director of Athletics Jeff Mitchell spent time at Southern Miss as the Deputy Director of Athletics and hired a decent amount of the staff that is on this staff for Southern Miss basketball.
That's right, including Coach Ladner. Those two had lunch yesterday, so a lot of relationships both ways for Jeff Mitchell.
Here's Harris, kicks it to Montgomery, has a couple of threes, misses this one, and Harris tangled with Pearson. It's a foul on Pearson. his second personal.
Yeah, you called it. That is all due to Denaje Harris' activity on the offensive glass.
And guess what? We head back to a break. 49-44. 4:18 to go. 14-18 to go here in the second round of the Max Sunbelt Challenge.
What's your favorite part of a Kit Kat bar? The chocolate?
Nope. The inside.
The wafers?
No, the stuff in between the wafers.
Oh, the in-between stuff.
Have a break. Have a good price.
That's when the golfers showed up.
You playing through?
Thank you. Has anyone seen my ball?
PGA Tour quality lawns for as little as $1 a day.
Where are we playing next?
Get started at TrueGreen.com.
4 nations facing off.
We're still believing in miracles. The red, white, and blue.
The boys in the vessel.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
PGA Tour Live on ESPN Plus.
It's a full season, and it's all here on ESPN Plus. I just can't get enough.
Ball State 49, Southern Miss 44, and the Cardinals come back after a 5-day road trip at Buffalo and at Akron. A team trip to Niagara Falls right before the road trip over to Akron, Ohio. Coach Lewis just said it was a great opportunity to give the guys a chance to see something that is a world-renowned landmark, and most of the guys hadn't seen it yet. What were your favorite trips?
Oh, man. I have to say the trip we took to Las Vegas. We played in a 2-game tournament out there against UNLV in the first game, and that was one of the funnest. But always it was playing the Big Ten teams, going at Michigan, at Purdue. Unfortunately, no trips to Hawaii for myself, but you got the full flavor there. You got the Anchor Bar and Grill, the home of the original wings. You got a trip to Niagara Falls. I mean,
we had it all. We really, that 5-day road trip, as Harris goes to work and puts it in for 2. We had the full array. We actually had Anchor Bar and then Duff's back-to-back nights, so we had the best wings in town 2 straight nights. And then Akron has some of the best ice cream too by Cuyahoga Falls. So we ate well that trip. Here goes Joey Hart, attacks the rim. Hendricks sweeps up the mess, and Hendricks has 8 off the bench. He had 10 points combined the last 6 games. He has 8 today.
Yeah, Cardinals really doing the job on the glass.
And it's really the paint production today. 19 points combined between Sparks and Hendricks.
Yeah, the second chance points, Mick, is 16-2 in favor of Ball State.
Spin for Alvarez, runs into trouble. Worrell bounces with Hernandez, misses.
Good box out that time by Mickey Pearson.
Pearson's open. Hits his second 3 of the half.
And Jay Ladner puts his hands up saying, guys, the pick and roll defense has got to be better. A guy like Mickey Pearson that can pop. That's way too much space that Worrell gave him. And Pearson continues his fine shooting.
Pearson's up to 10 points. 2 for 4 from 3, all in 13 minutes. Harris looking for space. And it's the 5th Ball State team foul. This on Watts. His first personal.
And Michael Lewis will live with that. It was a good job of help defense that time by BRITTAIN-WATTS. Thought he got in there. Maybe would have tied up Harris with a possession. Watch this help down. I tell you, BRITTAIN-WATTS, the Cardinal guards have really done the job. Only 5 points for the guards for Southern Miss.
Now Worrell almost changed that, but a 3-ball rolls out. Sparks cleans it up.
Well, you've got Christian Reed as 6'4" freshman now guarding Peyton Sparks.
There's a foul on Alvarez. The second.
You know, Reed, really the first freshman to play at Southern Miss in the last 3 years. They've gone more to guys out of the portal or JUCO. You can see why Coach Ladner says, hey, I don't want the football coach to come after Christian Reed. Yeah. He's got a football body.
Right. Hernandez launches. And this is off Reed. Reed did everything right, just couldn't land in bounds.
Yeah, clearly no foul. You know, Reed's one of those guys at 6'4". Coach Ladner says he's coming in as a 5-man. He's going to leave as a 3 before it's all said and done. There you go. Good job of fighting around and getting the steal.
And that's why he'll be a 3-man by the time he leaves. 8th turnover on Ball State. Montgomery for Harris. Harris, no space.
Yeah, really good job that time by Mason Jones. Harris wanted it.
Wade. Worrell attacks. Hernandez able to alter the shot enough. Hill, hop step. Hernandez, clean look. Sparks battling with Reed. Lots of contact. And a foul on Reed. His 3rd personal. That sends us to the under 12 minute timeout. 54-46. Ball State holds an 8-point lead in the MAC Sun Belt Challenge.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $379 per month lease on a 2025 CR-V all-wheel drive Sport L Hybrid.
Popeyes has the wing game on lock for your watch party. With 8 crispy, bold Louisiana wing flavors in bone-in or boneless, you just might have everyone chanting MVP in your direction.
And Pizza Hut are partnering to celebrate this new Easy Squeeze bottle. It's so precise and easy to use that I can autograph this delicious Pizza Hut pizza with it. Wait a minute. Did I just turn this pizza into a collectible? Visit HBRSignaturePizza.com for your chance to score the one-of-a-kind Hidden Valley Ranch Signature Pizza signed by me, Eli Manning. Enter before the big game kicks off for your chance to win.
It's the return of women's college hoops. Oh, my! With the game's brightest stars. Must-see matchups and off-the-charts hype. All season long on the networks of ESPN.
Peyton Sparks etched his name into Ball State history. 1,000 points, 700 rebounds. Just one of 10 players to ever do that in Ball State history. In the company of players like Bonzi Wells, Tajay Teague, Trey Moses, the list goes on. But Peyton Sparks has been prolific in 2.5 years.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, what a welcome addition back on campus, both on and off the court. A great representative of the university. You know, Peyton is a senior, but with these lawsuits in the NCAA, it is going to be so interesting to see if they award those guys one more year of eligibility, and if so, what does Peyton decide to do?
Right, because then he could have a 4-year Ball State career if that's the case. Here's Hernandez. Puts one up. Hernandez fights through and converts. Ball State's largest lead is now 10.
Reed did not want to leave Sparks to help, so Hernandez, nice and patient one-on-one there in the paint, finished.
So Ball State out to a 7-0 run the last 3 minutes. It was a 2-point Southern Miss lead at halftime. Wade feeds for Harris, backing down Jones, up and in, and one. Denajay Harris, a double-double today, his 13th on the season.
I tell you, that was just a great pass that time by John Wade. Nice little bounce. And Harris, see crafty, create a little space.
Harris is top 10 in the country in double-doubles. For somebody who did not sniff double-doubles before this year, and the point production being what it has been throughout his career, like you mentioned earlier, 8.5 points a game in his 2 years ago at Southern Miss before transfer to Arkansas. Comes back, and now the double-doubles are just almost every game.
Yeah, and again, the part of the story that I love is that even though he wasn't playing for the Razorbacks, he kept working on his game, and the fruits of that labor are paying off this season.
And he leads the conference in rebounding, second in scoring, but now Worrell fouls Hernandez before midcourt.
5 team fouls now for Southern Miss. Cardinals with 6.
Didn't see Ball State have an opportunity to really take advantage of those fouls in the first half from Southern Miss. Only 8 free throw attempts in the game for the Cards, and 6 of those came in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, Cardinals in that first half a little bit took the bait, settling for outside jumpers even though they were open. Cardinals averaged 26 free throws a game. They only have 8 attempts so far, so Southern Miss doing a pretty good job.
Hill working against Harris. Harris stands his ground. Hill into a double team. 5 to shoot. Ball curls off the hands of Hill.
Really aggressive double team that time by Worrell. Left his man, forced the turnover. Now 9 for the Cardinals versus 10 for the Golden Eagles.
Wade to the rim.
Well, foul starting to mount this half on the Cardinals as Southern Miss will be headed to the free throw line.
That rest of the game in the bonus. So Wade on the front end of the 1-and-1 converts. Southern Miss is 11 of 13 at the free throw line. Well, Curbelo took a seat for a little while, but now he's back in to engineer the offense. Wade misses the second. Hernandez grabs. Sparks backdoor cut to Pearson. Harris sits around him, but Pearson gets through him.
How about that pass by Peyton Sparks, giving 3 assists. Just incredible vision, an area of his game that has gotten better and better as he's been playing with those double teams, getting used to it.
Gordon through Sparks there.
Another assist for Curbelo, give him 7 on the game. Back to the half-court trap.
18 made buckets, 18 assists for Southern Miss, and now they force a turnover near midcourt against Hernandez. Have you seen anything like this? 18 made field goals, all of those have assists on them for Southern Miss?
I can't recall. I mean, that is really an incredible statistic. On the season, they average 14 a game, but you've got to love the unselfishness.
And now Coach Lewis frustrated from this end after the turnover. Both teams have 10.
Good job, Coach Landner, going to that half-court trap, paid dividends, forced a turnover. Now see if Southern Miss can't take advantage.
Harris, free throw line jumper, pops out. And Sparks ends up with it.
On his way to another double-double, Sparks now with 11 and 9.
Watts wide open. Watts on the board.
How many wide open threes have the Cardinals had and just not able to connect? Now 6 of 18.
Curbelo looking for his first bucket. Instead dishes to Gordon, who hits home the jumper.
Another assist, Mick. That is 8 for Curbelo, and now Is that 19 out of 19 field goals?
Yes, sir. Corbello ties the season high in assists. Pearson thinks about a three, instead to Hill. Pearson launches and hits another. Pearson's not missing them. That's his third.
Yeah, he has by far been the most consistent today. 3 of 5 from downtown, and we talked about it. Got to be feeling fresh. Only 7 minutes in the first half. Cardinals go back to zone themselves.
15 points for Pearson in 17 minutes today. Gordon over Watts, and Gordon starting to feel it. 12 points for DeAnthony Gordon, the graduate student from Mobile, Alabama, over his season average.
Such a bonus. If you got a big guy like that at 6'7" to work the middle of the zone that can catch and shoot at the foul line, man, it helps your zone offense.
Hill to Pearson, has the hot hand. Does he have another? Not this time.
You notice that one, Mickey, floating a little bit. You always want to land, come down where you leave. That time floating back a little bit short.
Corbello trying to dance by Hernandez, and Hernandez commits a foul. His third personal, 8th team foul. Free throws upcoming for Southern Miss. Only a couple possessions separate these two in the Max Sunbelt Challenge.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $379 per month lease on a 2025 CR-V all-wheel drive Sport L Hybrid.
Popeyes has the wing game on lock for your watch party. With 8 crispy, bold Louisiana wing flavors in bone-in or boneless, you just might have everyone chanting MVP in your direction.
And Pizza Hut are partnering to celebrate this new Easy Squeeze bottle. It's so precise and easy to use that I can autograph this delicious Pizza Hut pizza with it. Wait a minute. Did I just turn this pizza into a collectible?
Mickey Pearson Jr., 15 points today on just 18 minutes of action.
Yeah, he has been the guy, especially from deep when the Cardinals have needed it. Very efficient, 5 of 9, 3 of 6 from deep. Throw in 5 rebounds. Mickey Pearson continues his fine play. That is now 10 double-figure scoring games in the last 11. You know, Mickey was sidelined against Akron, only played 25 minutes in that game because he got in some early foul trouble. And you talk about veterans, right? This is the 130th game for Mickey Pearson. Hernandez, 133rd. Ethan BRITTAIN-WATTS, 123. So we talked about the veterans of Southern Miss. Same thing for Ball State.
Corbello's at the free throw line. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Southern Miss was 11 of 14 before that miss.
Wow, Corbello still scoreless.
And a foul away from Hernandez.
Get Christian Watson there.
Yeah, that's the 6th on Southern Miss. Hill trying to do something against Watson. Watson shutting him down, though. Hill still trying to go. Watson deflects.
I tell you, they've done a remarkable job on Jamari Hill. Just 4 points on 2 of 8 shooting. They're forcing him to go to his left, and there's a second defender there. So the job on Hill has been terrific today.
And a bucket here for Southern Miss cuts this to a 1-possession game. Cardinals had a 10-point lead moments ago. And Watson runs into a double team and a foul. It's on Pearson. It's his 3rd personal.
Again, trying to come over and help. Close call, but Watson going to go to the line. Relatively quiet in the second half. Had 9 at halftime. 12 points right now. 3 of 4 from the charity stripe.
Yeah, last game he had 0 points. So Watson breaking back out with 12 today. And Watson can't convert.
Golden Eagles leaving some points at the charity stripe. Just 5 of 9 here in the second half. Want to win on the road. Got to knock those free throws in.
Gorosito, who'd sat for a little while. Only 60 minutes of action gives to Sparks. Sparks loses control. Finds it. 4 to shoot for Pearson. Runs into trouble. Spin around Jay. Sparks taps it and is running toward the ball. And it's Southern Miss basketball.
Really good defensive sequence that time by the Golden Eagles. Cardinals, a conscientious effort. Set play, got it into Sparks. It was DeAnthony Gordon denying Sparks the post move, kind of poked it away. Pearson forced to take a contested 2. Boy, that's a great matchup right there, Harris and Pearson.
And Harris fighting through Pearson and lays one up. 15 points now.
Give Harris his 13th double-double on the season.
Gorosito loses his balance, throws it off of Gordon wisely, and Ball State somehow keeps possession.
Cardinals scoreless last 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Really need a good possession here. See if they can execute an end out of bounds play.
Watts,
there it is.
There it is. Pearson ends that drought. Automatic on out of bounds plays. (63-58) here from Muncie. Thanks for joining us for the second round of the MAC Sun Belt Challenge. Into Harris. Harris climbs the ladder off the window and home.
Look, no secret here, right? They are going to their stud, and he is paying dividends. Great entry by Curbelo. That is now 20 assists on 21 made field goals.
Oh, they finally don't have an assist.
Somebody missed one.
What happened? Harris almost intercepts it from Gorosito. Look, Harris is playing as advertised. When we talk with Coach Ladner and basically anybody that has spoken about Southern Miss basketball, they will sing the praises of Harris, and he's lived up to the billing.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, 15 and 10. Throw in a couple blocks. You mentioned he's second in the Sun Belt in that category.
And what can't Harris do? Right now trying to will the Southern Miss team back to the lead, but Ethan BRITTAIN-WATTS has something to say about that.
Great awareness by Watt that time with the shot clock going down. Alvarez was guarding him too close, and the little blow by.
And now Watts almost takes it from Curbelo.
Just good awareness right there. Harris helped with a hand, not a body. Why? You didn't want to leave Mickey Pearson. Let's see if the Golden Eagles go back to Najee Harris.
They go Curbelo instead for 3. Still quiet. Harris tipping to himself and then travels with it. He landed on the ball awkwardly. He's called for a travel. Southern Miss started 5 for 8 from 3, 0 for 9 since. And it's put him in a 5-point deficit here at Muncie.
What's your favorite part of a Kit Kat bar? The chocolate?
Nope. The inside.
The wafers?
No, the stuff in between the wafers.
Oh, the in-between stuff.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat at a great price.
That's when the golfers showed up.
You playing through?
Thank you. Has anyone seen my ball?
PGA Tour quality lawns for as little as $1 a day.
Where are we playing next?
Get started at TrueGreen.com.
4 nations facing off.
We're still believing in miracles. The red, white, and blue.
The boys in the vessel.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
PGA Tour Live on ESPN Plus.
It's a full season, and it's all here on ESPN Plus. I just can't get enough.
ESPN is brought to you in part by Ball State Financial, your hometown credit union. Reach Plumbing, call the best, flush the rest. IU Health, get back in the game with expert orthopedic and sports medicine care in Muncie. And American Pest Professionals, tackle your pest problems with our Ball State special. Mickey Pearson just went over the 1,000-point mark with his last bucket. He has 17 today. Joins Peyton Sparks as a Ball State player to hit the 1,000-point mark this season. Congratulations to Mickey Pearson Jr.
Yeah, I tell you what, like Peyton Sparks, a great young man on and off the court. Happy for his success. Shows you he's stuck around the program. Could have transferred and gone other places, but has really carved himself out a terrific career. And Southern Miss back to the half-court trap. For the Golden Eagles, they've got to finish possessions with rebounds. Cards 13-0 boards, a 20-2 advantage, second chance points. And speaking of Mickey Pearson, paying dividends again right there.
And he ties his season high of 19 points. He's done that 3 times this season. And he's done it in 22 minutes.
And now he has the assignment on Harris.
Harris spurns by him, attacks Sparks. Sparks rejects and collects. Sparks now has his 6th double-double of the season.
Really good job of just walling up that time on Harris.
And the 27th double-double in Sparks' career. Watts trying to put a double-digit lead on the board and does it.
And how about that pass by Peyton Sparks? 4 assists, none better than that open look at the top of the key.
Southern Miss has to go, and Gordon hits another one. Timeout for Coach Ladner. 8-point Ball State lead, but turning defense to offense.
Well, Sparks getting it done at both ends. There you see him, verticality, walling up. A terrific job right there. And what a dime out to Ethan BRITTAIN-WATTS. And those are the shots, Mick, the Cardinals weren't making in the first half. Wide open looks. And, you know, we talked all night about, or all afternoon about Southern Miss. Don't look now, but the Cardinals have 17 assists themselves and could very easily be in the 20s if they would have made some of those open jumpers.
Sparks and Watts have a team high 4 assists apiece. And for Sparks, you just look at what he commands with those double teams. You talked about it, but Coach Lewis has said that Peyton's ability to see the play develop before it actually happens has increased this year, especially from a passing standpoint.
100%. The other thing is only 1 turnover per Peyton Sparks. I mean, you know what it's like having 2 guys, 3 guys
right.
all over you, hounding you. To only turn it over 1 time to go with 4 assists, that's pretty remarkable.
Hernandez busts the press and throws it down.
Boy, I like that. Don't settle for just beating the press. Be aggressive and go to score. All of a sudden a 10-point lead.
Watson knifes the defense and draws a foul.
I tell you, Watts has really played a very good game. He's been the aggressor all afternoon.
That's the 4th foul on Hernandez. Watson with 12, Harris 17, Gordon 14. Nobody else has more than 6 for Southern Miss. It's really been a 3-player offensive show today.
Yeah, Corbello, even though he's got 9 assists, 3 steals, just never able to get on track offensively, still scoreless. And the free throw woes continue now. 5 of 10 for Southern Miss here in the second half.
They started off 11 of 13. They've missed 4 straight free throws. And a miss here sends the Ball State faithful to Roots Burger Bar for some free tater tots. The most dramatic sequence in Muncie in a basketball game. Will Watson deliver? Not this time. Do you ever hear boos as loud as when your tots are taken?
I always wonder, are the guys on the bench, what are they yelling? What is that?
Everybody races toward the ball, then the Cardinals had to use a timeout.
Yeah, good job by Gorosito calling that timeout. Southern did a great job denying all the inbounds options. Cards with 2 timeouts left.
And a 72-63 Ball State lead, 2:25 to go here. Women's basketball for Ball State is in a very, very tight game against James Madison. 75-74 with 36 seconds left. Our statistician Dan Wolford has it pulled up, and he's ready to watch this thing go final. But both of those teams in the top 60 in the net rankings on the women's basketball landscape, a huge matchup. If neither one of them wins the conference tournament, of course, an at-large berth at play because of situations like this, but it's a big game. Yeah, it really is. And I'm not sure on the women's side. I know Ken Palm has the Sun Belt ranked as the 18th best league. The MAC is at 24, which is the lowest it's been in a long, long time. We'll keep our eyes on that women's basketball game over there in James Madison. Back in Muncie, though, Ball State trying to break the press again with a 9-point lead. Good job of a reverse dribble that time by Gorosito. Gorosito breaks through, and now they pull up. Cardinals can take this under 2 minutes if they want it. Gorosito the pump fake. Hernandez does it too. Turns on the Jets, stop and pop. Sparks another rebound and a foul before the board. And they're going to get DeAnthony Gordon. That is the 14th offensive rebound. And Gordon nailed with his 3rd foul. So both teams in the bonus for the remainder of this one, and Sparks the line. That's been the story in the game for the Cardinals. The second chance point differential, 20-2. Clutch at the line for Sparks. Yeah, 4 of 4. You know what's interesting? I mean, Sparks is 60% free throw shooter. He's the type of guy that can go 3 for 10 one game and then 7 for 8 the next. Like, it's not, it's just different. It's perfect today. Largest Ball State lead is now 11. Sparks a double-double, 13 and 12. You got to go quick here. Montgomery does exactly that and rattles down a 3. Montgomery snaps an 0 for the last 9 3-point attempts for Southern Miss after they started the game 5 for 8. And Michael Lewis was about ready to lose his mind, saying the one thing we can't do is give up threes. And of all players, you know the scouting report says Kobe Montgomery's their best shooter. He's 3 for 4 from outside today. And now Curbelo takes it from Gorosito. Massive possession for Southern Miss. Can they convert? 4 steal by Curbelo. This could make it a 2-possession game, approaching a minute to go. He's got the mismatch. Curbelo cross court to Harris. Harris, the attack on Pearson, and a foul before the shot. These are huge free throw shots for Harris. They really are, and a couple great sequences, right? Southern gets the 3, come down, force the turnover, and now an opportunity to score with the clock stopped. 71% free throw shooter. Harris this year has taken 155 free throws. Most on the team. And 31st in the country. And not only does he get there, but he makes them. He is now 29 of his last 33. And if you're the Cardinals on a made free throw, you got to be prepared to handle the press.
and be strong with the basketball. It's a big one here, make it a 2-possession game.
Harris connects. Harris is up to 19 points. Nine steals today for Southern Miss. They won't get one here before the timeline's crossed. Southern Miss not fouling yet. Curbelo trying to take it, 8 to shoot. Curbelo again tries to steal. Hernandez, big shot rolls out. And now Gordon gives Southern Miss a chance to make it a 1-possession game of the 3. Curbelo feeds Harris, turns around and puts it home with 30 seconds to go. Southern Miss has cut 11 points down to 4 from 156 in this game to 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was a little risky play there by not fouling. It almost looked towards the end like Curbelo was trying to foul. Hernandez missed a very good look and no hesitation. Who do you go to at the other end? You better believe it's Denaje Harris. And that pass inside by Curbelo, that's his 11th assist, which ties his career high.
That goes over his season high of 8 assists. Denaje Harris, we profiled him as the player to watch today. 19 points on 7 of 12 shooting. He's 3 of, I had to check that, 21 points on 9 of 16 shooting in 38 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, right? 38 minutes. The guy has not sat out of this basketball game, and he's doing it at crunch time. Everybody in the building knows they're going to Harris, and the Cards have not been able to stop it.
You know you're having a good year when 21 and 11 doesn't even sniff your career and season highs.
Isn't that the truth?
32 and 23.
Right, and it's so commonplace. Peyton Sparks, 13 points, 12 rebounds.
Right.
You don't even, give it a second glance. Now the Cardinals have to handle the press. Your Southern Miss with 30 on the shot clock, you still have enough time to try to get a trap and a steal. The shot clock is turned off, so at some point, if you don't get a steal, you're going to have to foul. You absolutely cannot turn it over if you're Ball State.
(74-70), 30 seconds to go. Shot clock off. Max Sunbelt Challenge round 2. Hasn't disappointed as Harris fouls Pearson, which is probably one of the last people that Coach Ladner wanted to see go to the free throw line.
Yeah, there's a reason why Mickey Pearson is the inbounder, right? It's always easiest for him to get the ball back. 6th in the conference, 83% on the season.
Today, Pearson 2 for 2. The made free throw here gives Pearson a new season high.
And keep in mind, that's only the 8th team foul, so 1 and 1, not in the double bonus.
Pearson converts. New season high for Mickey Pearson, 20 points in this one. His career high is 25 points last year in February against Central Michigan. And he's 4 away from that.
And the Eagles are out of timeout, so they're going to have to do this on the fly. Let's see if they try to get a quick 2 or a 3.
Harris leaves it for Curbelo, who watches it trickle toward midcourt.
Gorcito on Montgomery.
Curbelo for Montgomery. He's fouled. Coach Lewis buries his hands and his face together, turning away from the court. 2 things. You didn't want Montgomery to shoot a 3. You didn't want to foul him on a 3.
No question about it. And if you're, that's a good call.
Oh, that's on Jones.
Yeah, Mason Jones helped out. Montgomery, oddly enough, for a guy that shoots it behind the arc at 43%, just 69% at the free throw line.
20 of 29 this year. Started his career at Triton College. Spent the last couple of years with Southern Miss, a three-point marksman, and does not hit the first free throw.
Wow, and that's big, right? Because even if he makes the next two, it's still going to be a two-possession game. So you got to be wary after this third one for a free throw box out. Wow.
And so tater tots are on the table now for Roots.
I mean, Montgomery is 3 for 4 from behind the arc. And those two free throws really weren't close.
Isn't that just the way the game of basketball works sometimes? Funny game. Can Montgomery salvage one? Yes.
There you go.
So same routine here for Southern Miss. Do you foul after trying to trap for a couple seconds?
I mean, you get maybe one trap, but then you've got a foul. If you're the Cardinals, you got some good free throw shooters out there.
Gorosito burning more clock, finds Hill. The Cardinals break the press all the way down to 11.4.
Yeah, that should do it.
Watts misses. Rebound to Harris. 10 to play. 5-point game. Harris stopped. Gordon from 3. Harris the putback, and with 2.3, Southern Miss has to have a steal and a 3. Coach Lewis calls timeout.
Well, I might have spoke too soon there, partner, with the missed free throw and a quick 2. Ethan BRITTAIN-WATTS, an 87% free throw shooter.
He had missed 3 all of this season. He had 20 of 23 before that free throw trip.
Yeah, you got to credit. I mean, the Golden Eagles did exactly what you needed to do. Didn't waste any time. Nice follow-up that time by Harris. And he gives you one more opportunity to set up the press. Now, the Cardinals do have one more timeout left.
And the possession error.
That's right. So the main thing here, inbounds and be strong with the basketball. What a second half by Najee Harris. 23 points, 13 rebounds on the game.
And he's only sat for 30 seconds, I think, if that. Actually, has he come out of the game? He might have went out once, if I'm remembering right, but I don't know. He may not have sat.
No, I think he went out for a couple seconds, and then when Gordon picked up that second foul,
That's right.
He came right back in.
In the first half, yep. He played 19 minutes in the first.
You know, if you're Southern Miss, right, this is something you do quite a bit. You'll half-court trap, full-court trap. It's something they're used to doing. They are going straight man-to-man right here.
76-73. Ball State goes forward, and a foul before the inbounds pass. It's on Harris. It's his 4th personal, and that puts Joey Hart at the free throw line.
Yeah, and I know Coach Ladner would have liked to not have that call, chance to get a steal, but at the end of the day, no time went off the clock, and you're putting Joey Hart to the free throw line, a guy that's only been there 8 times. So all in all, didn't turn out too bad.
And again, off of 2 misses here, if Hart does miss it, no timeouts for Southern Miss.
And this is obviously the big one to make it a 2-possession game.
Off a miss, if Southern Miss grabs it, you foul immediately, right?
I would. Coach Lewis loves to foul up 3 in these situations. He's probably telling the official right now.
And Hart makes it so it doesn't have to be a thought. 4-point game. Coach Lewis says back off. 4L receives the inbounds pass, takes a three, hits it at the buzzer.